you guys, is there any chance that Alpie and Tate play this week?
I would say unlikely. Alperen still got swelling, and a lot was going to be based on our results and how we finished the season. So no need to really rush it back for that. Jay Sean has had something that's kind of lingered and acted up the other night, so it's probably unlikely as well.
With Alpie, is there like one specific area that you really want him to focus on this summer?
I would say, for a young guy, continue to work on his body and be in shape and being able to carry the load that we're asking him to. That's one thing. Shooting is another. I think he does so many things on the court that if he adds that outside shot and becomes that threat, it'll open everything up even more for him. So, very well-rounded already, but continue to lock in on defense like he has. He was kind of bought in that area. And I think when you take care of your body and some of those things, it'll improve the defensive end as well.
How much did Dylan's physicality and willingness to play aggressive kind of seep through the entire team and positively impact the younger guys?
I think him and Fred really are tone setters in that area. Two guys that have that reputation and mentality, and part of the one of the main reasons we brought them here. Dylan specifically is the versatility. You see him on the fives, Wembanyama, Chet Holmgren, Naz Reid, and these guys, and then you see him guard the point guard and all the big wings, and so his versatility there allows us to do what we want to do defensively, but just that mindset, like I said, every night bringing it. Didn't let anybody else off the hook as far as that. So love what he's done for us, and continue to grow and build into a well-rounded all-around player. And I think you've seen some of the growth offensively as well this year.
In Boston, you had a veteran team. What was it like for you to be able to come here and teach and coach some of these young guys, kind of like giving back to the game?
You say veteran in Boston, it really was a 2-3 years age gap. So you had Al Horford and some guys who've been there, but Jason, Jalen, Marcus, Rob Williams, Grant Williams, those guys were all 21 to 24. So not necessarily veteran, just had a ton of early success. So they've kind of been through it, but a lot of parallels for sure. It's not as wide of a gap as you would think. It's building habits. Habits that you want to instill with our young guys. The same thing there. A lot of individual success that hadn't really led up to full team success in Boston. So a lot of the similarities as far as that, and they're all the same thing. Whether it's high school, college, first year veterans, you want to build those fundamentals and that base, and so a lot of similarities between the two.
Dylan said after the Dallas game that he had gotten away a little bit from the defender he was in Memphis, and said that Sunday and moving forward going into next season, he wanted to be that Grizzlies defender again. What do you think he can do differently relative to a lot of this year?
I wouldn't necessarily say he got away from it, but we've asked him to do different things than he has in the past. And when you look at Memphis, they have him lock in on a specific opponent and really try to take that guy out. We're asking him to be more of a communicative, switching, versatile defender instead of specific matchups. We're doing a lot more communicating and switching. And so with him, I think it took him a step, to learn that stuff, but it took him a little bit of time as well to not just be the guy he's been his whole career. And so we do some different things thematically, and that may have set him back a little bit. But as the season went on, like I said, his versatility to keep him on guys or switch matchups and all across the board. I wouldn't say he has taken a step back, but we really asked him to do different things than he has. And, he does want to keep matchups a lot of times, and we are switching a lot. So something that we'll look at, big picture-wise, and what works for the team. But I think his versatility across the board has made him extremely valuable for us on the defensive end.
The record that you have at home right now, if someone had showed you that before the season, how would you have felt? It's okay. We have given away our fair share of games as well. So you look at the overall record, and that was our main thing. It wasn't really, I never stressed home or away. We got off to a really poor start on the road, and then kind of found our groove there. But pleased with the home record. But I don't really put much stock in it. Young guys do. It does affect them at times, but I would say overall we're looking at the big picture and did we make the play in playoffs, and that was the goal more so than anything home or away. But impressive when you look at it compared to the road record and how we did here. It was good carryover for next year, and just got to be better on the road.
You talked a lot about you asking players to do different things beyond some of the things that they're used to, like each other and scoring. What was it like just to see Amin Thompson go through his rookie season, developing into a player that was doing things that he's not used to, but also playing off the ball and stuff?
Yeah, it was good growth and learning process for him. You know, especially later on when he went to the starting lineup, and you know, some things he wasn't accustomed to is being guarded by 5 men and some different things like that. So finding different ways to use him, you caught on very quickly. But you know, like I said, when you put him in the starting lineup with Fred and Jalen and other guys that are handling, kind of takes the ball out of his hands like he's had his whole career. And so he was really good in the pocket. Never really set screens before he caught on quickly as far as that, and then was extremely effective in the dunker playing off Alpy. So I think all those things will bode well for us going forward in the future. Different ways to use him with different lineups and his versatility as well. There's Tari and some of those guys coming back that do a lot of those similar things. But love the growth he showed, his versatility defensively, obviously, and then the playmaking offensively.
What are some of the things you expect to see from this team tonight, your opponent?
You know, obviously Wagner's out, but they're still, you know, one of the best teams in the East. Extremely good defensive team, and then they've taken really good steps with some of the younger players. I mean, in general, I think first game of the season is when we saw them, so they've hit their groove, and we're a much different team as well. But Banchero, I think his growth this year has been big for their team, and I think you know, he built off the USA basketball stuff. You can see him taking a step in confidence-wise. So, like I said, really good defensive team. We'll have work cut out for us as far as that, but excited to play them again after playing the first game of the season and see the difference between what we are now and our last home game and come out to show out.
Of course, you did a lot of research before taking the job this season. Have you seen anything from Jalen Green that maybe surprised you that you weren't expecting from him this season?
Saying durability, I mean, he's played in every game, and you know, like I said, he's slightly the frame, not the biggest guy, so you know, he can play through some things, and he's motivated to play through that. So you know, before you really get to know guys, you see the talent, the scoring, and all that. With him, it's just continuing to learn, and like we stress, being well-rounded. He's taking the challenge defensively, but I would say his durability and resiliency. You know, he had a rough start at times, and he had some ups and downs, and you know, hit his stride late, but never complained, never put his head down. Came in early, got his work in, and we saw the results later.
Coach, how are you able to balance being the head coach, but also having to watch maybe some of the players that are in college basketball come down in the draft this year?
I mean, I probably in the last, I would say 3 or 4 years, haven't watched as much college as I did early on. You know, it's with all the one and dones and guys jumping around, you don't really see as much continuity with teams or whatever. But it's important when you have early draft picks. You want to get a feel for who's out there. And obviously last year when I took the job, we knew we had the 4th pick, and or we knew we were getting a high pick, and so I was really honed in on men at that time and at the combine and stuff like that. But now we'll see what we get, and really the focus has been on the year and let the scouts do what they do and just kind of take a look from afar, and we'll dig into that after the season.
Thanks, Coach.